Hi, my name is Femi Oyeniran. I'm an actor, filmmaker, and a writer, and a workshop leader, and a bunch of other things. And I'm going to be answering these questions today. Right, to start off with, what has your journey been to get you to this point? Well, I moved from Nigeria when I was 10 years old, and I moved to England, and I lived with my stepdad and my little sister and my mum, and that was fun. Growing up, because me and my little sister, we've got different dads. My dad passed away when I was a baby, unfortunately, and my little sister and I've got like a massive age gap, so there's an 8-year gap between us, so that was quite fun. I always I feel like my little sister's dad. I've always been like that way towards my little sister, always feel like I look after her, and obviously, unfortunately, her dad died recently, so I feel even more like the dad. So yeah, it was fun growing up with a much younger sister, because my friends had sisters and brothers that were close in age to them, and that's not that fun. It's not that fun really, and because you can't really get to bust them around as much as you'd like to. But where your little sister is 8 years younger than you can. And so I'm sure she wouldn't like that now. She's a big woman now. She's at uni. But I got involved in acting when I was studying for my A-levels at college at St. Charles Sixth Form College in Ladbroke Grove, and I auditioned for a film at the time called Kidulthood. And at the time, we didn't really know what it was going to be. We didn't know whether it was going to be massive or not massive or average. I just got involved because I auditioned and I thought it was something fun to do, as opposed to I'm doing this film and I'm gonna be a star and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna be in one of the most important films, I suppose, in British black culture. So yeah, that was cool. And then, but I went to university straight after that, and to study law, and yeah, and then after that I started to write. I did a short film. I took a gap year to do acting, but it didn't really work out. I didn't get any work that year, and so I started to write. I got a temp job as well. I think that was the longest period of time that I worked. I was working in an office, and then shortly after that I went to law school, because I thought I'm gonna do law. I can't be bothered doing a little temp job. And so I went to law school, and off the back of that I got a part in 2 films, and the 2 films were written by friends of mine. And I started to think, what, I need to start writing my own feature films. I'm doing these small projects, but these are my friends, or people that I've been around, that I've written films and they've got it made, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's when I set about getting my first film made. It's called It's a Lot. It's come out recently, and yeah, so that's how I got to where I am today. What are your top 5 tips? I'm not even sure I'm supposed to throw them, but that's what I'm doing. That's what's up. What are your top 5 tips for getting on top and staying on top? Wow, top 5. Work hard is number 1. Can I say work hard times 5? No. Work hard. Be nice to everyone, because you just never know when anyone could help you. So be nice. I think don't compromise on what you believe in. Be ready to compromise on inconsequential things. I say that because you shouldn't compromise. You should have core values, yeah, that you believe in, and that should never change. You should have core values. For me, I'm a Christian, and and I'm very much family orientated, and I desire for people to be very honest to me, so I try to be very honest about everything, which doesn't make me many friends sometimes, but I'd rather be honest. But I have my core values. But then on the other side, I have things I have projects that I have ideas about, that people might want to give me some feedback on in exchange for some investment. So I'm very flexible on those on that side of things. So you should be willing to compromise on some of your ideas, but don't compromise on your core values, And number 5, stay have do you know what, number 5, content is king. That's what I'm gonna say. I think the more content you create, the more experience you gain, and the more you're spreading yourself out. What if you're in the entertainment industry? The more money you're likely to make. Like, you know, it's that simple. I didn't want to say money because I don't think money should be a motivation to do things, but I think it's important that you have lots of content and you use that to gain experience and to get you to, you know, another level. So I think those are my 5 tips. Work hard, stay true to your core values, be willing to compromise, be honest, and also one more thing, content is king. Share your words of wisdom, proverbs or philosophies that help to guide you through life. Ooh. Like I said, you know, I don't really have a proverb, but like, I suppose one of my top philosophies in life is to be honest. I am honest about everything. You know, I read lots of scripts all the time and I have to give people feedback, and some people have stopped talking to me because I've just told them what I've really thought about their scripts. And also, you know, I feel like when I was young, I realized that whenever I lied, people actually found out the truth anyway, or my mum would, you know, like, I would mostly lie to my mum, and like whenever I told a lie, it was just like lying and not being honest is so imperfect that, you know, like I feel like there's a Jay-Z line that he says the truth shall come to the light, and it does. Like, you know, I think it says it in the Bible even, like, you know, it does. Like whatever you the truth will always come to the light, whatever you do to hide it. And so I think it's very important to be honest, and so I try to be honest about everything. But, you know, I sometimes lie to protect people, which is even still not good because they'll probably find out the truth and it will still hurt them anyway. What inspires you? And why? What inspires my attitude and my style? I suppose I'm inspired. My film work is inspired by, you know, by other filmmakers. Like, one of my favorite directors is Steven Soderbergh. I also like Spike Lee. I also like Steven Spielberg a little bit because he's very commercial. Like, you know, it's very hard to be as commercial as Steven Spielberg. He does, like, you know, the same types of films. Sometimes it's like a remix of each other, of like new films are a remix of the old ones, but it's very much, you know, it's very difficult to be that consistently commercial, which is, you know, amazing. So yeah, I suppose he's inspirational. And my style, I don't really think I've got a style, like, you know. I just sort of, like, clothes wise, I wear whatever I see in my wardrobe and I feel like on the day, apart from this hat which is covering my hair, which needs to be trimmed. Tell us 5 things that we don't know about you. I'm married. I've got 2 kids. Lots of people don't know that, so that's 2 things. Married, 2 kids. I go to church on most Sundays. I say most Sundays. I would say every, but I missed 2 or 3 Sundays recently. So yeah, I go most Sundays. 2 more things. I go running a lot, but mostly in the winter. Actually, I go running mostly in I wake up really early in the winter at like 5 in the morning and I go running. But in the summer I wake up much later, so my body's quite weird in that respect. But I run. I like to run. I run twice a week when I can, minimum. And also, one more thing that you might not know about me. Well, I've sort of told you I've got a law degree already. Some people don't know that. I really like politics. Yeah, I really like politics. Which track, song or musical compilation inspires you and why? I suppose there's lots. There's not really one, like, you know, say album wise, like, you know, I really like The Blueprint. like Jay-Z's Blueprint album. I really like that. I remember like listening to that when I was about 16, and I used to like sell like stuff in the playground, like donuts and stuff, and I felt like I was hustling, like he was talking about me, like, you know. And I used to sell like I used to make lots of money in school, like from just being illegal, because you weren't allowed to sell stuff out of school, right? So like in 20 minutes, I suppose in 20 minutes, like I had break time, yeah, it was my time that I could make money. And I used to make like £150 a week, like, you know, and that's quite good when I think about it. Like in a week, that was what, an hour 40 minutes, £150, not bad actually for that level of work. So yeah, I used to do well at school from that. So like, I suppose I like Blueprint because of that, because I felt like Jay-Z was talking about me because I was hustling. But obviously I was like, he wasn't talking about me because he was talking about drug dealers and stuff. But anyway, I also like I like this gospel rapper called The Truth. I haven't listened to him recently, but like, you know, I like him. I think he's dope. He's a really good rapper. So I like his album. I forgot what it's called now. I like his album. His album's really good, and he's got a song about, you know, he's got a testimony, and it's not like he didn't like do mad things and then became a Christian. It was just like normal. It was a natural progression. So I like that. I like that song. Everyone likes Michael Jackson, so everyone said that, so I'm not going to. What track or song inspires me? I like some Kanye West. Like there's a Kanye West song that I used to listen to like every morning. It was quite funny. Like every single morning I would play it on my playlist, and it was called I'm Amazing, or Amazing with Young Jeezy. It was on this album that I didn't really like. I thought it was whack. 808s and Heartbreaks. I didn't really like that album, but I like that song, and yeah, I thought that was cool. And I used to like there's another Kanye song, Wait Till I Get My Money Right. Oh, I like that. That was cool. So yeah, I like a lot of Kanye West. I like, you know, normal songs that people like. So I suppose I listen to a lot less music now. I like jazz as well. I like Charles Mingus. Mingus Ahum. That's the best jazz I've heard in my whole life. Anyway, I'll move on because I was spending too much time on that question. What is your best word of wisdom from a track? I suppose like there's lots, but like, you know, one of my favorites, that Jay-Z line, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, because it's like, you know, it sort of contextualizes what it takes to make it in the entertainment business. Like, you know, you have to be a brand, you have to be a business within yourself. And so like, you know, if you don't understand that you're business, then you're not going to survive in the entertainment industry, just because, you know, like, and if you can't shape yourself to be a business in the entertainment industry, I would advise you to give up, because it's just not worth it. Because it is a business. If it's not a business for you, if you being entertaining, like, you know, or you acting, singing, or whatever you do, and you doing that, if it's not business for you, it's going to be a business for someone else, and they're going to make money off you, and you're going to be sad because you're not making that much money. So you need to understand the business, and you need to study the business, because you might realize that, you know, upon studying the business, that actually I'm better off going to work at McDonald's, because, you know, I'm not saying you should give up your dreams and work at McDonald's, but if it makes more commercial sense, then do that, and just sing or rap or act as a hobby, because there's nothing wrong with doing these things as hobbies, because it's not for everyone to take it seriously. So, you know, yeah, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. It's fantastic. It's a great line. What is the craziest thing you have done to pursue your dreams? Woo! I've done lots of things, like, you know, a lot less as an actor, because, you know, as an actor I was quite fortunate. Noel Clarke came to my college, auditioned people, so like, you know, and then from getting the part in Kidulthood, I was able to get an agent, so I didn't really have to like hustle up front I'm hustling now, because once you get into the industry, it's really hard to get work and stuff. But I didn't up front. I didn't really have to hustle, you know. And because I've done Kid Altered and I've done these successful films, I always have agents interested in me. So I've only had 2 agents. I've not really changed agents many times. It's not my thing. Like, I'd rather, like, you know, I'm very loyal. Like, I'll stay with you for, if there's no problems, I'll stay with you forever. As a director, as a filmmaker, I've done lots, you know. It took me 18 months to raise money for my first film. It's a lot. And some guy said he was interested in a film. Can I come to Wales tomorrow? I jumped on the train and went to Wales. You know, I did anything, like, you know, I did anything to raise that money to do that film. So literally, I could think of like so many different examples of things that I did or tried to do to like get the money, but I don't want to incriminate myself. So I did nothing really bad, but you know, like the one I'll say is that, you know, literally the guy told me one evening, like, he's in Cardiff in the morning, can I come? And I went for an hour's meeting in Cardiff, basically. And I wasn't really balling then, like, you know, I was just like, why am I paying for a train ticket? But, you know, in order to pursue your dreams, where there's a will, there's a way. Like, if you have no money to get on the train, you will find a way. I'm not saying bump the train, but, you know, you'll find a way. And so, yeah, I went to Cardiff for an hour's meeting. I suppose it's not that crazy, but it's crazy. What are your coping strategies for when things are not going quite well? And do you have any relaxation techniques that help you to find balance? Wow, that's nice. Like I said, I run. Running's quite good. Running's been good to me. Like, you know, it gives you time to clear your head and stuff. So, and I run for hours and hours. Like, you know, like sometimes I go for an hour and a half, or like recently I'll go for a lot less because I've not been training, but I suppose running as much as I used to. So I used to, like, when I was like in the winter, I would go for an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. So I run for ages. So yeah, I suppose that helps me to clear my head and to relax. And coping strategies, I deny things badly. It's not good, but like, you know, I say I don't care about stuff, and I sort of try to shut things out, and if I know something might not go my way, I always prepare for the worst mentally. Like, take for instance, I went to see my granddad. He's about 90. In my head, I'm telling myself he's gonna die soon, just because when he dies, it's like, well, you knew, right? So it's quite a deep one, it's quite a sad one, but like, I always mentally prepare myself. And also, like, you know, because my dad died young, and when I was young, and he died young, I always, not young, like not like 20, I think he was in his late 20s or early 30s, and I always thought I was gonna die young. Like, always, when I was a kid, I always thought I was gonna die young. So I always prepare for the worst, like, all the time. So mentally, in the back of my mind, I never get too carried away with anything. And I think that's important. That is a good coping strategy, because if something feels too good to be true, it just might be. And like, you know, I always in my head, I'm like, my missus is always saying to me, oh Femi, you're never excited about anything, just because I never allow myself to get carried away. I suppose that is just a coping mechanism. It's not because I'm not excited, it's just because I feel like if I get too excited and I'm let down, I might cry or something. So yeah. What book would you recommend others to read? I would recommend others to read a book called The Tanning of America. The Tanning of America, which is written by Steve Stout. If you're into hip hop, or you're a rapper, or you're into music, you should read that, because it talks a lot about that business. I would recommend people to read, if you're into screenwriting, I would recommend you to read Save the Cat.